Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Buddha Saranai, let me welcome our Venerable Tero, Venerable Basnaguda Rahula Tero, the other Venerable Teros who are present, the our committee members, our special invitees, our Dhamma friends, to this international Dhamma program which we are conducting on Poson full moon poetry. Our international Dhamma program has been conducting these Dhamma programs on every Poson Poya day. And today also we are very happy that all our Dhamma friends have come here in large numbers, and also that we have a very erudite Buddhist monk, Venerable Basnaguda Rahula Tero, who will be giving the Dhamma talk. Now, just to say a few words about this very important day, which is the Poson Poya Day, which is celebrated to commemorate the introduction of Buddhism to Sri Lanka by Arahat Mahinda Tero in 236 BC or 2332 years ago. The focal point of the religious festival will be in the Buddhist monastic complex on the mountain of Mihintale, where Arahat Mahinda Tero, son of Emperor Asoka of India, or at that time referred to as Jambudvipa, preached Buddhism to King Devanam Piyatissa. So this was really the advent of Buddhism to Sri Lanka, and we are very happy that we have been continuing it, although in India it is there, but in very, very small numbers. Today, both Anuradhapura and Mihintale will be filled with many Buddhist devotees who will be visiting there on this very special occasion. So on this very special day, we are having the Dhamma talk on the topic of the Buddha's approach to theories. This may be something new to all of us, but we have a very erudite Buddhist monk, Venerable Basnaguda Rahula Tero, who will be delivering this Dhamma talk. Venerable Basnaguda Rahula Tero is the president of Houston Buddhist Vihara, Texas, USA. And Venerable Rahula Tero became a novice monk during his childhood at the Attanagalla Royal Temple in Sri Lanka. After receiving higher ordination and a bachelor's degree in Buddhist philosophy from the University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka, he immigrated to the United States in 1990. Venerable Rahula Tero earned his MA in literature from the University of Houston Clear Lake and a PhD in English from Texas Tech University in Lubbock. He also is a public speaker, a meditation teacher, and of course, a professor of English at the Lone Star College, Montgomery, Texas, USA. Venerable Tero is also the author of some very interesting and good books. The Beautiful Living, Buddha's Way to Prosperity, Wisdom and Inner Peace, and the other book on the Buddha's teachings on prosperity at home, at work, and in the world. The foreword for this book was written by late Sir Arthur C. Clarke, who is known to all of us. This book has been translated into 5 languages. So I now respectfully invite Venerable Basnaguda Rahula Tero to deliver Pansil and commence the Dhamma sermon. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, thank you very much for your introduction and invitation, Professor Matawala. And it's time for us to begin. So let us start with the traditional way of observing the 5 precepts. Please recite the Namaskar 3 times.
Namo Dassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Yampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Yampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Yampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Yampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Anatipata viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Anatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinādāna viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kāmesu miccācārā viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kame sumiccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Savādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramēraya maccapamā daṭṭhānā viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramere majjapamā daṭṭhānā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. So.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa. Samanta cakkavālesu atra gaccantu devata saddhammang muni rājassa sunantu sagamokkhadang dhammasavana kālo vayam padanta dhammasavana kālo vayam padanta Dhammasavana kālo ayam bhadanta. Tittatu pubbhanto, tittatu aparanto, dhammang te desissami, asmin sati dang hoti, imassa upadāidang uppajjanti, asmin asati dang nahoti imassa nirodha idang nirodhanti. So, dear Dhamma friends, I'm glad to meet you once again. Maybe after 2 years, maybe I gave a Dhamma talk in 22 or somewhere near
Yes.
around this time. So it's my pleasure to meet you again in another Dhamma talk, Dhamma Desana, on the occasion of the Poson full moon day, the day the Professor Laxman mentioned, the day that the Buddhism was introduced to Sri Lanka. So, first of all, I have kind of a sore throat something. So maybe sometimes I will have to clear my throat.
Yeah.
And voice is not clear, but still hope I can speak for you to understand well. So having said that, I gave you a topic earlier, the Buddha's approach to theories. This is a new way of approaching the Buddha's teaching. So with a deep, close study of the Buddha's teaching. So I have discovered what the Buddha claimed about theories and what is the Buddha's overall view about theories. So this is an interesting topic, a deep kind of a topic that for us to discuss. So at the end of Dhamma Desana, there will also be a discussion sessions during which you can ask questions and we can discuss. Having said that, the Buddha's approach to theories means when you come to the word theory, there are several kinds of theories. One theory is called speculative theory. Speculative. And also there's a theory called rational theories. And also there are scientific theories. So let me first clarify these theories. Speculation is something that originates within a person's brain, a view, a concept that has not been proved. In other words, it does not have evidence to support it. Speculation exists in the mind. We know that people in modern society, a lot of people have these speculative theories. But we don't have evidence to support them. It does not mean that speculative theories are wrong. It does not mean that we should not embrace speculative theories. To us, to the person who has embraced these theories, it's the truth. But we cannot convince others with evidence. We can say that I believe it, so that you accept it, but we don't have evidence. We all have such speculative theories. All religious groups, all kind of people have that. I have a speculative view. I have many speculative views, but I cannot prove. Now, for instance, every morning, this morning also, when I get up and take a wash, and what I do is I offer a glass of water and light incense and lights and sit in front of the Buddha, in front of the Buddha statue, and recite stanzas and meditate for a short period of time. Wherever I go, I bow down in front of the Buddha's statue. And I believe that that's beneficial to me. When I leave home, the vihara, after bowing down to the Buddha, I feel that I am blessed and I am protected. I believe that I will have no accidents while driving. I will always meet good people, good friends, and I will be able to return safely. Actually, this belief is based on a kind of a theory. Very difficult to concept, belief, theory. It's difficult to separate them. But I have a speculative belief. What is that? So Buddha is somewhere in the universe and is looking at me. And when I show this respect to the Buddha, I will get blessed and protected. I have that belief, but I cannot prove that because I don't have evidence. We all have these beliefs. Now, in Christianity, the belief that God exists is kind of a theory, right? The the world and the universe is created by God. This is a theory. So that's a personal belief. But to the person who has absorbed, embraced that belief, that's the truth. But that person, no evidence. Yeah, we are stuck in these beliefs. No? We think we have evidence. Sometimes people think that. I remember I see people see that in my mind. Okay, I remember when I was in Texas Tech. Sometimes people try to convert us. They don't know who we are. They don't know this attire for a Buddhist monk. This a robe. They don't know. So they try to. They believe that we are come from a far away country, and so that we can convert these people. And so I remember one time a group of students approached me and was trying to convince me that okay, the God is there in my mind. So, but that is not evidence. This is personal belief. So these evidence are not correct. They don't have evidence. Yeah? So these are called speculative beliefs, speculative theories. So during the Buddha's time, remember, there were theories, right? Such as speculative theories. The society was created by the divine power. That's a theory. Okay? Brahmanosha Mukhamashi, Bahu Rajana Kruta, Guru Tadasaya Dvaisham Padmem Sutro Ajayata. Okay? Brahmana caste was created by the mouth, of the divine power. Bahuraja Nakruta, the royal family, royal caste, created by Bahu, by hands. So this is a theory, it's a speculative theory. Now, so many theories were there. So during the Buddha's time, one person approached the Buddha and asked 10 metaphysical concepts. These all theories. Vachagota, Samyutta Nikaya Sutra, Vachagota, asked the Buddha, Antavaloko, Anantavaloko, Sasato Loko, I don't remember that Pali students are very well. Antavaloko, Anantavaloko. Kanjivam tang sarirang, anyang jivam anyang sarirang. Hoti tatagata paramarana, nahoti tatagata paramarana. Hoti cha, nahoti cha tatagata paramarana. Neva hoti, nahoti tatagata paramarana. This way, this all like speculative beliefs, concepts, theories. Okay? So, that is one kind of a theory. Speculative. Scientific theories. Okay, let's go to the rational theories, other kind of rational theory. Rational theory is based on our reasoning skills. For instance, we all have constructed rational theories. Reasoning skills. Okay, look at this. Okay. See this example, for instance. Nobody likes pain. Look at the Buddha's teaching. Attana upama kattva na haninya na gate. This is based on a theory. See, for instance, sabbe thasanti dandasa, sabbe bhayanti machuno, attana upama kattva na haninya na gate. Sabbe thasanti dandasa. Everybody is scared of punishment. Sabbe bhayanti machuno. Everybody is scared of death. Okay, based on that theory. Okay. Attana upamankattvana haninyana kate. You take yourself as an example and don't hurt others. Okay. Now this theory is loving kindness theory. It is based on a rational approach, reasoning skill. Yeah? And reasoning means here you use your rational thinking, your ability to think rationally, and based on that you make a theory. So there is I notice a kind of a difference between this kind of theories and rational theories. Well, I mean the scientific theories. Actually, the world advances because of this. We go ahead because of these rational theories. Always we progress because of rational theories. Okay, and rational theories are based on humanistic and pragmatic values. Rational theories are based on that, humanistic and pragmatic. Now, for instance, with always, humanistic means on the one hand is beneficial to society, beneficial. No, humanistic means it comes from a kind heart, kind thoughts, compassionate, humanism, humanistic. And pragmatic means it's usefulness and benefit. Okay. So we make, based on these factors, we make theories and we make assumptions, beliefs, practices. Oh, let me give you an example, for instance. Now, now women today, okay. Now, for my students, for instance, if a student came to a classroom in the United States some 100 years ago by wearing a pant, long pants, and a t-shirt, something, uh, the teacher would say, "Go home and come back, properly dressed." Okay, so the student will not be accepted. But today, it has changed. So I see a large percentage of the students wearing, female students wearing long pants. Okay. Now, in the past, the truth was that the woman should not come to the class by wearing that. But now it's a new truth. Yes, she can wear. Accepted. That means that we become new. All the society becomes new because of this new way of thinking. That is based on humanistic and pragmatic approach. So we always construct these theories based on our rational thinking. And one more kind of a theory, which is called scientific theories. They are facts. You cannot deny them. Scientific theories are facts. Okay. So now, for instance, gravity. Gravity exists. It's a fact. Okay? It is not based on humanistic thinking or rational thinking. Rather, it's based on true understanding. Okay, it's a theory. Okay? Now, evolution is a scientific theory. Okay? Now, so there are scientific theories that cannot be denied. Okay, so if you drop something, it falls. Okay, that is the truth. This truth is based on that gravity theory. So these are the three kinds of theories that exist in the universe. And now the question I'm asking is, how the Buddha, did the Buddha reject theories, accept all the theories, or uh, accept some theories and reject some theories? So that's an important question. Uh, some people believe that Buddhism is not based on any theory. But that is not true either. The Buddha has used many theories. The stanza that I uttered just before is also shows a Buddhist theory. Buddha used theories. Then what kind of theories did Buddha reject, refuse to accept? And what kind of theories the Buddha accepted? So that's a vital question. To understand Buddha's teaching clearly, we need to figure out this and find a clear answer to that. In the Chura Sapuludai Sutra, I believe, Tittatu Kubbanto, Tittatu Aparanto, Dhamman Tedesi Sami. Now, Buddha remains silent. In front of all these theories, Buddha remains silent, right? Remember? Antavaloko, Anantavaloko. Okay. The universe has an end. Universe does not have an end. Tang Jivang Tang Sarira. The Sarira is one thing, Jiva is one thing. Okay. And the Buddha did not answer any of them. When the Buddha did not answer any of them, the listener asked, do you have a view of your own? Buddha said, no, I don't have view of my own either. I'm free. Now, that particular stanza utterance shows the Buddha's approach to one kind of a theory. Buddha's approach to speculative theories. Buddha rejected, refused to accept, embrace all speculative theories, or at least most of them. Now, to reject these speculative theories, Buddha identified speculative theories, most of them in his society, as harmful to your inner development, harmful to your progress, harmful to social progress. In the Kalama Sutra, in Chanki Sutra, Buddha rejected, remember the reasoning? Anusavena, Paramparaya, Tikiraya, Pitaka Sapadanena, Takka Hetu, Naya Hetu, Akara Parivitakena. Okay? So there he clearly rejected Naya Hetu. Don't accept something based on Naya. Naya means Nyaya. That means theory. So in that discourse, Buddha rejected theories, but not all theories. Theories based on speculations. Theories based on speculations. In other words, don't surrender. So to have a free mind, to have rational thinking. Buddha identified speculative theories as so dangerous, injurious, and harmful to human progress, both spiritual and secular. That's very true, right? That is why the West has separated school from the church. Speculative, we must not force children to embrace speculative. Because speculative theory means we don't know. And it's going to be dangerous, it can be harmful, and cause problems. Because we have accepted a truth that we do not know that exists. So based on that truth, we are going to make decisions. They can be extremely harmful. Perhaps you remember in 1997, right? Remember that in California, There is San Diego, I believe. Marshall Applewhite, maybe you remember his name. Marshall Applewhite was remember the Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet appeared. During that time, Marshall Applewhite was he had mental issues, but he had his own followers. He believed, he has this belief, in this world, happiness does not exist. There is a world in the universe where all the time people are happy. That's a theory, that is speculative theory. In the universe, there is a kind of a place. So you can go to that world during your lifetime. That was his belief. So when this Halley's Comet appeared, he thought, he convinced himself first, that this is the vehicle came from that beautiful, happy world to take he and his followers to that beautiful world. Okay? This comet was visible at night, and all the time he prayed with his group, asking that flight to take them to that beautiful world. Then he read in news that within a few days, this comet will disappear. So what he thought is, no, but he wants to get into that flight and to go to that beautiful world. So that he convinced all his followers, 29 of them, we should not be late. Now is the time. We have to get into this flight. But how? One night, all of them took poison and killed themselves, expecting to get into that flight at that moment. Now, see the danger of these speculative beliefs, speculative concepts, and speculative theories. Danger. You think irrational, decide irrationally, and act irrationally. These are mental viruses. That is why Arthur C. Clarke in my book, Arthur C. Clarke wrote, it's a very unusual statement. Arthur C. Clarke wrote in his foreword, all religions are mind viruses. That's what he said. he said it in that book. Religions are mind viruses. Buddhism stands apart by being pragmatic. That is why he wrote. But in Buddhism also, we have speculative theories, some speculative beliefs and theories, of course. He did not deny that. At the same time, he gave extraordinary precision to the Buddha's teaching by writing that. No? My book is the only book in the world that Arthur C. Clarke wrote a foreword to, a religious book. He never wrote it. But he read the book and he found out this is practical. This is humanistic. It's nothing to do with belief. So I write this forward. He decided that. No? So there are some people who are affected by this mental virus. Yeah? By embracing speculative beliefs. But as I said that, we all have speculative beliefs, as I said my example. Okay? If you use them in a different way, it's going to be very harmful. But the belief of God is not, any belief of God is not harmful. It's beneficial in a way. Right? But when people go to extremes, they believe in that this is the truth and all others are false, then they have exceeded the limits. In Buddhism, we all have these beliefs, even though we don't have, for instance, many of our beliefs. Okay, speculative there. So Buddha asks you to be very cautious. Okay? Because when these theories are accepted, mind-made theories are accepted. Okay? Mind-made theories are accepted, people's thinking will be affected and they fail to make rational decisions and they fail to take rational actions. Therefore, that is very harmful. That's why Buddha rejected these theories. But does it mean that the Buddha rejected all the theories? Of course not. Instead, the Buddha's teachings are also based on theories. Look at this theory. Sabbe sankhara anicca. That's a theory. You may say concept and belief, but that's a theory. That's a general truth. If something is a general truth, it's a theory. Sabbe sankhara anicca. It's a scientific theory. Buddha has, instead of rejecting theories, Buddha, of course, has introduced great scientific theories. Sabbe sankhara anicca. Anything that has come into existence is impermanent. Now, modern scientists accept that that's Buddha's scientific theory is correct. Sabbe sankhara anicca. Sabbe sankhara dukkha. Sabbe dhamma anatta. Anything that has come into existence in the universe is impermanent. Look at this theory, one more theory. Okay? Manasache pasannena basativa karotiva tatonam sukhamanvedi. These are sweeping statements. A theory is a kind of a sweeping statement. No exclusions. Okay? Manasache pasannena basativa karotiva tatonam sukhamanvedi. Manasache paduttena basativa karotiva tatonam dukkhamanvedi. If you say, think, or do with a pure mind, it brings happiness. That's a theory. And now scientists, I believe that Buddha has gone even beyond the scientists. Now this theory is being researched now. The connection between a mind and another mind. My ability to influence my mind, my ability to influence my body, and my ability to influence your mind, your body, and the immaterial objects, the world. This is the Buddhist theory. Actually, Buddha's teaching is based on this scientific approach. Not only did the Buddha reject speculative theories, but also he introduced rational and scientific theories. The stanza I uttered, Asmin sati idang hoti, imasa upada idang pachati. Asmin asati idang hoti, imasa nirodha idang niruchati. Here, what the Buddha introduces a kind of a theory and a very solid dependent origination theory. Dependent origination. This is based on this cause and effect. Cause and effect. For your internal problems and for our social problems, it is cause and effect. Hetu Palavada. Actually, real Hetu Palavada is Asmin Sati Dang Hoti, Asmin Asati Dang Nahoti. Not Avijja Pacha Sankara Sankara Pacha Vinyanan. That is not the the Buddhist dependent origination. And the dependent origination is this. This is original Buddha's teaching. Asmin sati dhamma asmin asati dhamma. So, if you closely examine the Buddha's teachings, find that Buddha has introduced many scientific theories. Buddha has introduced uh, many rational theories. Okay, now that rational theory, look at this rational theory. The stance I uttered previously. Sabbe tasantandas sabbe bhayanti machuno. Okay, look at the rational theory. All our actions should be based on this. Now, loving kindness is, the Buddha introduces loving kindness as a rational theory, rational practice based on everybody is scared of death. Everybody is worried of death. Nobody, in other words, everybody wants to be happy. Okay, so look at that. Everybody wants to be happy. That's a Buddhist theory. So that now Buddha could not be challenged. During the Buddha's time, uh, many people tried to defeat the Buddha in argumentation. They could not do that. Did the Buddha argue? Of course, Buddha did. Okay. Buddha argued. All the time Buddha argued. But Buddha used argumentation as a truth-seeking effort. Did the Buddha convert others? Buddha did not convert others, but of course, Buddha convinced others about, look at the scientific side, rational argumentation. Through rational argumentation, Buddha convinced others to accept the truth and what he said. And Buddha asked others to reject those uh, looking like truth, but they are not truths because they were based on speculative beliefs. Buddha used argumentation as a truth-seeking effort. Yeah? That is why Bahujana Hitaya, Bahujana Sukhaya. No? Actually, what the Buddha presented is a very convincing argument during that time. The Buddha's argument he always used. Now the truth is that, I have my YouTube channel. So I have prepared several videos both in Sinhala and English for the use of people. Okay, so it's a recent new, but it's gaining popularity. Its title is, you can search under Enlight, 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 and just type Basnagota or something, Basnagota Rahula, and you will see my new YouTube channel where I have discussed many of these topics. I have a brief discussion about whether the Buddha argued or not, or Buddha convinced others or not. Okay, Buddha did not convert anybody. Buddha never converted anybody. Convert means they are based on speculation. So I know it, so you accept it. That's conversion. That's a new form. What others did was that kind of conversion. But Buddha never converted others. Never converted others. Rather, Buddha persuaded them to think rationally and to agree with the Buddha. That is not the modern conversion. It's a rational argumentation. Rational argumentation. To argue rationally, Buddha always used rational theories and scientific theories. Yes. So that is why Buddha could not be defeated, as I said earlier. Buddha could not be defeated. Many people tried, remember during the Buddha's time, many people tried to win an argument with the Buddha. Several people, there were so many debaters during the Buddha's time, right? So, but several of them were well known and very famous people. Okay? But all of them lost in front of the Buddha. They could not defeat the Buddha in an argument. So debating halls, that society was such a progressive society. Every city had a conference hall where people of all different faiths, remember, Makkali Gosala, Professor Kachayana, Sanjay Belatyaputra, we have in Desatak Mithya Drushti, right? So Mithya Drushti, Desatak, 62 false views, right? 62. So many people, religious leaders try to convince people this is true, accept it, like that. So the every city, it was a very, very popular practice. Rulers and rich people, okay, the all of them attended. It was a customary thing in the evening to visit these places. You know? Every city had such buildings. Where Buddha, remember in the Mahaparinibbana Sutra, Buddha says, I have attended, I have visited hundreds of such debating halls, and I was never scared, never, I was never nervous in attending and in participating in this. Why? Foundation is strong. You argue rationally, and you argue from a humanistic viewpoint. You argue from a pragmatic viewpoint. Who can challenge you? Nobody can challenge you. Now, for instance, I argue from a humanistic viewpoint. Okay. Now, I am a vegan for 30 years. I have been a vegan for 30 years. Okay. Okay. Killing animals and enjoying the suffering on animals is wrong. Pleasure hunting is wrong. Okay, so I present this argument. Pleasure hunting is wrong, is my claim. Because, like us, animals are also conscious. They feel the pain. They feel the pain, and we enjoy suffering. That is not acceptable. That's not the human being should think. So when you have that argument, can anybody challenge that? No, that's okay. Okay, I suffer. That's other suffering is. I can ignore the suffering of others. No, you cannot. When you argue from a humanistic viewpoint, you cannot uh, challenge the speaker. It's okay for them to suffer. That's okay. No, a sane person would not say like this. You cannot argue with when people argue from a humanistic viewpoint. Would always use this humanism. Would always use humanism. Sabbe tasantitandasa sabbe bhayanti machuno attanam upamankatana hanenagate. Who can challenge this view? That's humanistic entirely. And also Buddha argued from a pragmatic viewpoint, the benefit. Remember, Atta Sanghita, Paratta Sanghita, Ubhayata Sanghita, it should be beneficial to you, beneficial to others, beneficial to both parties. That should be the balance. You cannot challenge. Now, when I argue that we should not hunt animals, on the one hand, animal feel pain and its pain is intolerable. In the same way we suffer, they also suffer. That's humanistic side. And the pragmatic side is that when you continue to hunt these animals carelessly, the ecosystem, that will affect the ecosystem. That will cause all these problems. Therefore, we should stop that. That is the pragmatic side of the argument. When you combine these two, humanism and pragmatism, you always think rationally, you always decide rationally, you always act rationally. And when you argue from a humanistic and pragmatic viewpoint, you are the winner. You are the winner. But of course, you cannot make everybody agree with you. There are people today, right? a person can be so harmful to society, but still there are people who accept. Now, Hitler, to some people, even though very little percentage, okay, Hitler is still a hero for some people. So, whether you are good or bad, there are people who, you are the worst person in the world, but still there are people who like you. So, that is how this world is. So, you cannot convince everybody, but you can influence a majority, and at least the hard-headed people you can silence. You can at least silence them because they cannot argue, they cannot resist them. Yeah. That is how Buddha argued. Buddha always used this rational concept, rational theories to convince others so that the listener could not challenge the Buddha. They are going to challenge the Buddha by using their speculations, but it does not work. It would not work. Okay? Now, let us recap the desana, as I said, as I discussed so far. The Buddha always rejected speculative theories in his argumentation. Buddha used ma anusavena, right? They came from your what you have heard. They are in your text. They are in your society. Okay, so they are in your brain, but they don't really exist. Harmful and dangerous. You always rejected these relations. It does not mean that Buddha rejected them. Instead of rejecting, as I said, Buddha, of course, introduced very rich and internal connection with your points and the connection with your mind and the world, universe. Okay. Now, we transfer merits, right? We transfer merits to them. Now, we send good energy to you, but listens to you. It means that it's a mind-mind connection. That has been researched right now. It will take many years for them to find out. You may have, we know some scientists are there, those who are in physics, they know the quantum entanglement, right? Quantum entanglement. Okay. Now, so many mysterious things exist in the universe, but they are not mysterious. We call them surprising, mysterious because we do not know. Ignorance, right? So that in the universe, so many things. So now the connection between the mind and the mind is such a thing. Mind and the world is such a thing, right? The Buddha used these concepts, right? Say, manasache pasannena vasitiva karoti vatatolam sukhamanmeti. If you do something with a present mind, it brings happiness. Conversely, if you do something with unpleasant mind, it brings suffering. Okay? Unpleasant mind means greed, ill will, illusion. Greed, ill will, illusion. Now, for a short time, you would see, oh, these evil people, they looks like they are very happy, very successful. That's not true. Just wait and see. And perhaps you don't know their inside story, they are suffering, what's going on in their other areas. So, Manasaki Padutena Bastiva Karote. This is a philosophy I am guided by. This is a philosophy. This is a theory I am guided by. If I do something with a pleasant mind, loving kindness, and it brings me happiness. Conversely, it brings a person sadness and suffering. So, Buddha always introduced these rational theories. Buddha always introduced, used scientific theories, and that way the Buddha presented his argumentation. That is why the Buddha was undefeatable. He remained victorious throughout. But Buddha did not use this argumentation as a way to win, right? But as a way to convince others that this is the truth. That also comes from loving kindness. If you want to win, that is greed. If you want to win a debate, that's greed. If you want to convince others and this is the truth, and if you want to give, that's loving kindness. That love predominates everything. Love predominates everything is also Buddhist theory. Therefore, please correct if you had this misunderstanding that Buddha rejected all the theories. No, Buddha did introduce his own rational answer. He said that it's time for me to wind up this Dhamma. So it's my pleasure that I was invited for this lesson. And by doing so, by listening to, now this is again inner purification, right? Inner purification. But we listen to good things, you improve our wisdom, we learn something. So, loba dosa moha are gone. Alopa dosa amoha. Amoha is wisdom, right? That's the worst thing. Worst of these three are the moha. And the best of all three is amoha. That means wisdom. So we gain wisdom. And that means we improve our inner, and that generates energy. Means energy be helpful for all of us to live a happy, healthy, and peaceful life. May you be blessed by the children.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Venerable Thero. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I think it was a very interesting, and also I think where a lot of thinking will have to be done by everyone on the theories that were mentioned. So I'm sure that those who have any questions could send it through Q&A. But one area, Venerable Thero, because I know that Venerable Thero is also very much involved in the meditation area. Are there any theories on mindfulness that Venerable Thero would like to describe?
That's true. Yeah, of course, definitely. Now, you know, uh, mindfulness means living at present. Mindfulness is living at present. There is, okay. Now, we have two kinds of meditations, right? The uh, loving kindness meditations means kindness. Okay, mindfulness means living at present, living at now. Now, the Buddha's teaching is that when you live at now, you are happy. When you live at now, you are happy. Mindfulness means be aware of your present and you are happy. That is really true. Why people are unhappy? They are worried about their past. They are nervous about their future. And they are stressed. They are nervous. They are not happy. If you want to be happy, you always live at present. And my recent research has shown that when you practice mindfulness, one reason the Buddha, there is one theory. Okay, look at this theory. If when you practice mindfulness, your physical appearance becomes beautiful. Look at the theory. Okay. If you practice loving kindness, your face start glowing. That's a theory. It's in a theory. So look at this. When Hamdru was meditating, the Buddha asked, "Why these Buddhist monks have a pleasant appearance? Your disciples have very pleasant appearance. Why?" Manasache pasannena. No, what is the stanza? The stanza is Pachupannena yapenti tena vanno pasidati. Pachupannena yapenti tena vanno pasidati. They live at present and their physical appearance becomes noticeably uh, glowing and something, right? It's a vanno pasidati. And also loving kindness meditation. In loving kindness meditation, mukhavanno vipasidati, right? So these are pragmatic side, your benefits, pragmatic sides. Now, scientists today say, now most recent research show that when you cultivate anger and you are worried and you age faster, you age faster. This point is exactly correct, right? You live at present and you live longer and you become healthy and you longer and you become more elegant, attractive, and beautiful. Now, so it is your happiness, of course. The mindfulness is your happiness. You know, that is what we are expecting. You live at present and be happy. That's a theory.
Thank you very much, Bante. Before we take the questions, is there any questions from the panel? Bandula, you have anything that you would like to speak on?
No, not really a
Okay, nice to
question.
see you. Nice to see you. Long time.
Nice to see you, see you at the long times. No, I would like to point out actually this word theory is sort of can be misunderstood by the people normally who are not really into the philosophy of science or have not heard about what the sociology research and etc. can be done. And so instead of using the word theory, because there are theories basically is to explain things based on certain set of principles. But on the other hand, there are relationships when it comes to theories. And also we have some what you call principles that guide behaviors, then things like that, then there are laws,
Right.
etc. So I think that's what Buddha covered in Palama Sutta, as the Bhante mentioned. And at the end, Buddha states the way to behave instead is, that's what I think Bhante also touched on that. Because what you have to do is to do things that are not harmful to yourself or to the others, etc. And also, he showed a way to go beyond the logic on the rationalities as well as the theories. In that, I think that's the most important part of Buddhism, because it's not just based on the simple logic as positive, negative, true, false, or neither true nor false, all these different states of logic. It's going beyond that. Because with logic, you can prove a falsehood also as a true. And with rationalization also, we can prove something that is not true as true. And with theories also, especially with modern scientific theories, as we scientists normally know, the scientific theories change because they are based on certain frameworks, what you call the, so like the gravitational theory changed by quantum theories, and then whatever the theories that are, even if we look at the inside of an atom, all these theories that describing the inside of an atom changed from one theory to the other. And as the science progresses, all these theories change. Either they make the other things false or inadequate to explain. So that's what I'm saying. The word theory is a misapplication to when it comes to a religion like, not a religion, teaching like the Buddhism, because it meaning its whole idea is to go beyond all these logics, rational thinking, as well as those other dogmas and theories that are imposed on by other people. So that's why I think the other important thing, this coming up in Poson Day, is if we look at the question asked by Arahant Mahinda, Arahant Mahinda at the time he came to Sri Lanka, that famous question about the mango trees and the relations. Is it the same? Are there any other trees other than the mango tree? I forgot the exact set of questions he was asking, because he wanted to make sure that he has enough wisdom to go beyond all these simple logic and rational thinking. And also, if you look at the Brahmajala Sutta, Buddha very clearly states that there are people who are logically thinking and then who are really rationally thinking, but they come up with views that are at the end doesn't lead anywhere.
Thank you, Bandula. I think
So just to expand on that. Yes.
Right. Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you for that. Right. But you know, rational thinking and logical thinking are different. Okay, uh, um, uh, trick, Thakkha. What the Buddha rejected is Thakkha. Thakkha has come to the modern English. The origin of trick is Thakkha. Trick comes from Thakkha. The English word trick comes from Thakkha. That means it's a trick. Remember? Of course, the Buddha rejected that. Remember, you spoon bowl of what's that called? Spool of uh, thread, right? You pull down on a mountain, and it goes to the very end, and it stops. In the same way, everybody continues to exist for a certain period of time and then ends, right? So this is Taka. But that is false reason. That is not rational argumentation. That is just Taka. Buddha rejected this Takama Taka Hetu, means that kind of argumentation. But you are right in a way that I'm thinking about now. The word when the word theory is used, it's yes, principles, concepts, right? It's different. Scientific. That's what I use the word scientific theory. That means your scientific theories, there is a truth behind all of them anyway, right? But scientists one time said that you don't eat spicy food, you get uh, stomach ulcers or cancers. But they now say that you eat it, you can prevent them, right? You can get it. So these are always changing. So I'm also thinking about using this word. Is it a principle? Is it a concept? Is it a belief? Is it theory? So I did a lot of research on that. But in sociology, in different fields, these are also called theories. That's why I use the word theory here, right? So you can say it's a principle, but for argumentation, we always use that to convince people. That's the point I wanted to emphasize.
Thank you, Venerable. There are a few questions. We'll take them, and if there's time, we can get further clarification from our panel. From Lucky Jayaratna, scientific theories do change over time. So when you call them facts, aren't they sort of temporary facts, subject to change, pervasive time based on new discoveries?
Correct. Yes. New discoveries, right. I mean, if something is subject to change, that's not a permanent thing. But at this moment, at the moment, that seems to be the most accurate decision that we can make based on that. But there are certain theories that do not change. They are subject to, so it's a very kind of a confusing situation. What's the second part of your question, please?
Scientific theories do change over time. So when you call them facts, aren't they sort of temporary facts? Subject.
Yeah, they are facts, right? I'm not sure whether some of them are facts. Okay, now this theory of gravity, isn't it a fact? So I'm trying to figure it out, right? It's a fact, however, right? Theory of evolution. It's a theory of evolution. To me, it's a fact. Okay, and uh, gravity is a fact. It is.
Subject to
I don't
change.
know.
I think what he's saying is that they are subject to
Yes, it
change.
will change. Now the Buddha's way is that if it changes, we must be willing to accept it. Buddha never said this is the absolute truth, all others are false. We are open to the changing situations.
Right. The next question, that's anonymous attendee, Venerable Sir. Thank you for this interesting Dhamma talk. Please, can you explain how do we rationally or scientifically prove the rebirth and Nibbana?
Okay, that's a good question. Okay, rebirth. Currently, we don't have evidence. There are people who say that we don't have concrete evidence. In the same way, now we don't have concrete evidence that a certain person dies and then will be born, right? We don't have concrete evidence, right? So here it's based on my belief, my understanding. But Nibbana is yes. Nibbana does not exist anywhere, right? Nibbana does not exist anywhere. Nibbana exists everywhere, right? So getting rid of attachment means permanent happiness. That's all. So Padisesa Nibbana, Anupadisesa Nibbana, right? You passed away and you live, okay? You live and you live happily, okay? And after death, you will not exist because you don't have a clinging, okay? Now, Sopadisesa Nibbana is a fact, okay? So so you don't have clinging, you are happy. That's you don't have lopa dosa moha, you are happy. That's Nibbana. So it's a fact, right? But to continue to be born in a new place after death. But so far, I have not come across a person. Look at me. I died last year, and I'm back. I'm born. I'm here. Don't have. We don't have met such people. So it's based on our beliefs.
These also similar one, Ranjit Tabru. Venerable Sir, in science theory can be proved by experimentation. For example, the speed of light or sound. But in Buddhism, some teachings such as the Karma Phala Vipaka is a theory which cannot be proved. How do you differentiate theory from accepted fact preached by the Buddha?
The karma theory cannot be proved right now, but because the scientific development is still not that advanced. Karma theory means you don't have to be, say, not next life, but karma theory means if I do, as I said, if I do something harmful, harm will come to me. If I do something with good thoughts, good things would happen to me, right? So this is a mind connection. This is a theory, but science is not advanced still to make this possible. They are doing research on that, right? We have evidence, but we don't have concrete scientific evidence to prove that. No, because science is still a baby. That's why.
Then there's a question from Senat Samaranayaka. Thank you, Venerable Theru, for that brainstorming session. Dhammo avi rakkati dhammachari. Isn't that a speculative theory?
And this looks like a speculative theory, but there is evidence that Dhammo have rakkati dhammachari. So practice wholesomeness and you are by wholesomeness. Good thoughts. Good thoughts is when you are a good person, you are protected by that goodness. Okay. Now, still science is not advanced to that. Now, I'll give you one example. Now, meditation. Yes, science is still baffled why it happens. For instance, in New York and in many places, okay, is transcendental meditation. It's altogether meditation. Okay, when people meditate, crime rate in that area drops down up to 35%. Okay, crime rate goes down. Murder, robberies, violent crimes, or you just type meditation crime rate. Now the point is, how does it happen? Science cannot do that, but it happens. The theory here is that if I calm down my mind, I can calm down your mind. If I cultivate loving kindness within me, that can influence your mind. You know, one research was done during America's war in Afghanistan. And somebody said, a famous person, okay, don't send soldiers to Afghanistan. Send a group of meditators to Afghanistan. meditate, you calm down your mind, you develop loving kindness towards others. You can. So that is why we say, that is why the Buddha said, Nahi verena verani. Sammanti kudacharam averena sammanti is Dhamma. Esa Dhammo sanantana. This is an eternal truth. That's a Buddhist theory. Hatred can never be conquered by hatred. Hatred can be conquered by love. There is, now scientists are beginning to find out there is some deep truth, but scientific advancement is not enough for them to carry on these researches.
Thank you. The next question is from Bandula Tennakon. Venerable Sir, it is an important topic selected for the program. The Buddha said to gain benefits for liberation, examine the Dhamma to find out the truth. Is it possible for a layman without practicing the Dhamma leading to Arhatship, Nirvana, to realize the truth? Is this statement correct?
Without following Dhamma, what do you mean Dhamma here? Dhamma means Buddha's teaching or general Dhamma? You know, you don't have to hear the word of the Buddha either, okay, if you follow the Dhamma. Yo Dhammam passati, so mam passati, right? Yo mam passati, so Dhammam passati. If a person follows the Dhamma, Dhamma means humanistic, pragmatic viewpoint. You know, there are so many people in the world. They are not religious. They don't belong to any religion, but they are humanists. They follow pragmatism. It's called humanistic pragmatism or pragmatic humanism. They are happy. They have developed their minds. If they get rid of Lobha completely, they don't have to be a Buddhist. They don't have to be a layperson or a monk wearing the robe. But the thing is that if you live in lay life, you have so many responsibilities which can give rise to inner problems and difficulty. That is why a lot of people cannot attain the higher level, development of the mind to a higher level in lay life. Other than that, okay, if you have the correct path, you know, you can go with proper guidance.
There's another question, Janta Vikramarachi. Could you please expose your reflection of the theory of karma? In the case of Angulimala, have difficulty in understanding that he did not suffer after killing 999 people but became an Arahat. So is the case of Hitler, as you mentioned, after killing millions of Jews, what is his karma and that of millions of Jews? I heard that there is no collective karma, but I am very confused. Could you please clear about this theory of karma? Thank you.
Karma theory, yes, karma theory. I don't connect this karma theory to next life. No, then it's a speculation. My Dhamma Desa is based on this life. I know that karma is connected to, you know. Again, we go to that all important persistence and Dhammapada. That's all. That's a karma theory. Okay. If you do or say something with the pleasant mind, that will bring happiness. If you do or say something with an unpleasant mind, that will bring sadness. That is a karma theory. That's a karma theory. Okay. Your mind, okay, your mind brings you happiness. The way your mind act, okay, decides your happiness or your sadness. So that is the karma theory. I don't go, but it's an altogether different theory. I fall into speculative group if I go to, if I connect this to your next life. No? Just that is how, you know, I teach, I speak what I follow. I teach what I practice. But my understanding is that I always keep my mind intact. Always try to keep my mind intact. Mind intact means my mind is not affected by lobha, dosa, moha. My mind is full of alobha, adosama, loving kindness, compassion, generosity, wisdom. Then I am aware that I'm always performing good karma. That's all. I don't know and I don't want to go to the next life. I don't say that it will give you a good life next life. That's on one hand is speculative. But I live at present. I know that these good things happen to me now. That's what you call living at present. And that's the way I look at this karma.
There's another question. It's anonymous. Dhamme Have. When you know and behave according to Dhamma, you tend to accept what is happening to you and makes your mind calm. I think it's a statement. Any comment, Venerable Theru? You want?
Dhammo, actually, Dhammo Have Rakkhati Dhammachari means those who practice the Dhamma is blessed by the Dhamma itself. That is a the Buddhist concept, it's a theory, Buddhist principle. But the other person is, yes, of course, if you know the Dhamma, also you are relaxed and calm. That's true. You see it as it is. That's called seeing it as it is. There are certain things that happen, you know, certain things that happen. We accept them. We get sick and we get old. And one day we all disappear in this world. So, with wisdom, we see it as it is. We are not affected. We are not worried, right, about these things. Acceptance. But it does not mean that you should accept everything. Okay, the Buddha never asked you to accept everything. That's all. So Buddha asked you to change. For your health, for instance, if you are sick, Buddha said, "Oh, I'm sick. I have to accept it." No, Buddha never asked. Buddha wanted you to be strong. On one occasion, Buddha comes out of his retirement and he addresses his monks. Look at me. I'm healthy and strong. I eat only one meal a day. You follow me and be healthy and strong in the same way I do. What does it mean? You can change. Okay? With your practice, you can change. Okay, you don't have to accept all the time. There are efforts, human effort, human skill. You do it and you try to change it. Okay, but you don't surrender to these things, but try to change it. If you don't change it one day, you have to accept it. That is Buddhist wisdom.
Thank you, Venerable Theru. Uday, you have any questions? Uday Ganipul? Are you there?
No, thank you. It's a good speech, a good Dhamma talk for the curious mind. As you said, all these questions are, there's a lot of things going underneath. You can be talking about foundation. If there's a good foundation, then the theory can be substantiated with the foundation. So there is a whole lot of area that you can talk about, and then there are speculations, as we said. So this is really a good medicine. This talk for the curious mind. You can cultivate your inner thoughts about along those lines that Bhante mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you, Uday.
Thank you for your appreciation.
Kamal, I think if you can give the vote of thanks and pay merit to Venerable Theru.
Thank you, Professor Lakshman. Buddhisaranai, to all our Dhamma friends, Venerables and Bhikkhunis. Today, the talk by Venerable Bhasnavada Rahul Theru was most interesting and important about Buddha's approach to theories. I believe that after this Dhamma talk by Venerable Rahul Theru, our minds are more enlightened about Buddhism and improve ourselves from a religious and a philosophical point. On behalf of all at the International Dhamma Program, I want to thank you, Venerable Bhasnavada Theru, for the Dhamma talk and answering all the questions, which was extremely curious and sometimes intriguing. So once again, much merit to you for your time today, and also to Professor Lakshman for organizing the Dhamma Dhamma talk program on Poson Day. Thank you very much. Good Sarna.
Thank you, Kamal. Venerable Tero, we are very thankful to you and pay much merit. We have one of our Dhamma friends who will be making a donation to Venerable Tero. I think we will send it. It's Indrajit Vijayasiriwadna who is present here. Indrajit, can you open your video so that we can all can see you? And just say maybe Venerable Tero, thank Venerable Tero. Indrajit?
Yes, Bante, thank you very much for this very useful sermon today. And you talked about the theory and the practice and also various way of looking at it. So thank you very much for this sermon. Now, Teron Sarnai.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Indrajit. Venerable Tero, we have now come to the end. So may I invite, with respect, Venerable Tero to pay merit to the Devas and also to the departed.
So we will share the merits, okay? I will,
Yeah.
will recite these stanzas, and also thank you very much for attending. I'm very happy. And this is the Dhamma talk I gave is not the traditional Dhamma talk. It's something you have to think, and something agree, something disagree. That's all accepted, okay? So it's all things, something for you to think about it. And Mr. Udaya, he said it's intriguing. Of course, yes, something, right? Okay, so having said that, blessing to all of you. Sappityo vivachantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavattvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sabba dhammanubhavena sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Akasatha Chumata Deva Naga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakantu Loka Sasanang Chirang Rakantu Desanang Chirang Rakantu Mang Paranti Devo Asatu Kalena Sasa Sampati Hotu Chapito Bhautu Loko Cha Raja Bhautu Dhammiku.
So much merit to Bante for sparing the valuable time. I know that Bante was having a bad throat, but certainly we were able to listen. And as Bante mentioned, it is really a new topic to many of them, and it really gave them the thinking and also maybe the thought process which will go on. So once again, I thank you, and all our committee members are also here. I thank them, and also all our Dhamma friends and special invitees. And once again, we pay much merit to Bante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
This is